Hello and welcome to Between Sets with Church. Today's guest is a local punk rock musician who has also taken his art into a solo performance. Today's guest is Mr. Scott Murray. We are here in downtown Barrie at a usually quite a adventurous and loud skateboard park. And today we are sitting and chatting with Mr. Scott Murray of the High Dives and now a solo project.
Yeah, hey.
So good to have you on the show.
Hey, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. We were just saying how long it's been since I saw you last. We've run into each other twice in the last couple of weeks, which is kind of rare.
I know, we're breaking records here. It's good to see you.
Definitely. So what have you been up to? It's so good to see you. I guess let's get into your solo because you've kind of transferred from the High Dives now into pursuing more of a solo career. How did that transition take place?
Well, it started officially, I suppose, in the summer of 2019. The High Dives were still really busy, but I was really enjoying playing, and most of my practicing is on acoustic anyway. So it just kind of happened sort of by accident. And I'm really happy it did because it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, I bet it has. So with writing, how does that change? Have you gone from being a friend, maybe you were I assume a major writer with the High Dives. Do you find the writing differently now that you're gone solo?
Yeah, with the High Dives, we always wrote everything as a group. We tried to anyway. But with being solo, it's definitely different because it's all on you. You don't have that crutch. You don't have that band member to bounce things off of. I guess you could send them some stuff, but it's definitely been an adjustment.
Yeah.
But it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, good. What about what do you got coming up? I mean, you've got with the solo wax. Obviously, you've come out of the gates pretty quick. I've seen trying to keep up to you.
Yeah. It's been a great summer. I know now we're into fall now, but it's been really good to get out playing again. I've played some parties, and I've done a couple of solo gigs in Barrie, and I've done one out-of-town show so far since I got back out of the gates here.
Nice. And how'd that go over?
Oh, it was great. It was great. There's a town called Van Cleek Hill, and my favorite beer, Bose, is brewed there.
Oh, nice.
And I got a lot of friends that work out there, so they invited me. They're like, "Hey, why don't you come play at the brewery?" And it was a dream come true to play my favorite brewery and drink my favorite beer, and hang out with some of my favorite people. It was a really great time.
That's cool. What did you listen to growing up? Because we kind of both come from the same kind of genre as a punk rock, and getting into that, how did you transfer that? But what did you listen to growing up that found the transition easier? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So when I was a kid, I was really into bands like Weezer, Green Day, and so those bigger bands that maybe I heard about on TV because I was a lot younger then and not playing in a band or a scene. That really, bands like Weezer and Green Day kind of springboarded me into getting into more, traditional punk rock bands like NoFX, Bad Religion, Pennywise. I even got into some ska there for a while. Suicide Machines are one of my favorite bands. Less Than Jake. Yeah.
Nice.
Your eyes are hiding in your window. You're always trying to be someone you're not. Your eyes are crying in your window, and I just wish that I was there alone on the other side of the telephone. Let's plant as many trees as we think we can in a short amount of time. Never try to understand why we're still waiting in line. Maybe we'll try to leave this world in a better place, or maybe we'll just get silly and fall down those stairs and break that plate. We'll never give chase to what we are, where we're going if we ever get that far. I'm not here just to say who is right or wrong. Maybe I'll try to leave this world worse than when I showed up. Broken apartments, damaged deposit left me for a world I'll never ever know. Broken apartments, damaged deposit left me cold and broke, and I'll always be alone. Broken apartments, damaged deposit left me for a world I'll never ever know. Broken apartments, damaged deposit left me cold and broke, and I'll always be alone.
You've got some recording coming up. We talked a little bit about earlier that you've got that coming up on your plate.
So I'm recording a new solo EP right now, and this is going to be a follow-up to my first solo EP, which I released in July of 2019. So I've got 5 brand new songs. They're taking on a bit of a different shape this time around, but I'm really happy with the way they're going.
Cool. Now, when I was listening to a little bit of your material last night, when I first saw you doing your acoustic set a couple years ago, I noticed that you had a very nice transition, and it seems like you've taken a bit of that punk rock, a bit of that attitude, but you've kind of either mellowed it out or smoothed out. I'm not sure, maybe the combo, but you've definitely found a nice groove with that. Do you find kind of knocking it down a notch easier, or do you still get that urge every now and then to just kind of belt it like you're in your the punk rock days?
That urge never goes away.
Good.
And yeah, there's some of my acoustic stuff is a little bit on the mellower side, but I still play high dive songs in my solo sets, so I can sneak in a little yell or a little growl or even a small scream here and there. So it's a lot of fun.
Cool. Where are you recording and who are you recording with?
Yeah, so the folks I work with, they're called Tarantula Tapes. They're based out of here in Barrie, and Corey and Casey, they both run it together. And Corey's got a bit of a recording studio at his place, so we've been knocking down some tracks, and we've got to finish up still, but it's been going really well.
When do you think that'll be released?
Everything always seems to get pushed back. Everything always seems to get delayed. But I'm really hoping it'll be out by the end of the year. So by maybe December, but we could be looking at January.
Yeah. What do you miss most about the band thing throughout the transformation of going solo?
I miss the guys. I miss Matt and Sean, and we do have plans to continue playing. We're just on a bit of a pause right now, so I'm really thankful that I've got this solo project. It keeps me busy, it keeps me out there, and I love playing. And it's really great seeing all your friends in one room, all getting together for one thing, and that's music. So it's really great.
Nice. Getting back to what's gone on for the last little while, I don't want to dwell on it too much, but did you find a bit of what's happened over the last period of time assist in your songwriting?
Yeah. One thing I definitely learned during this past time period is to go easier on myself and other people. So my songwriting has taken a bit of a twist, because I would always write things kind of alone in my bedroom, but I was always bouncing ideas off the guys in the high dives, and so being stuck in your room, in your apartment, in your house, it really changes how you write. So that's why I'm really excited about these 5 new songs, and I think it's going to be a bit of a different feel for me, but I think it's going to be really good.
Nice. How do you prepare going from the band situation going on stage as to a solo artist? Because is you get the same hype, but I guess really what I'm trying to get is how's the reaction that you get from the crowd? Is it different because obviously the energy level has changed and people see you as the front man from the High Dives, and they kind of probably put a bit of an expectation on there as well.
Well, in one sense, it's a lot easier.
Okay.
'Cause I don't have any gear to carry in.
True enough.
It's just me and my guitar. So that's really great. The downside is, yeah, it's a different kind of show. It's a different performance. And when you've got a full band on stage, you know, it's loud and, you know, you've got a bunch of people moving around. And when you're just up there by yourself with an acoustic, it's definitely a lot calmer, more of a mellow feel. But I'm still having a lot of fun with it. And I'm still playing. Some people call it acoustic punk, what I do. So it is a little bit loud and still a little bit quicker. But yeah, it's definitely acoustic still. So it's got that mellower feel.
So you keep a little bit kind of a balance in between.
I try to. When I'm listening to music, I seem to be more drawn to a bit of a faster drum beat,
okay,
a bit more up tempo. So my acoustic stuff definitely reflects that.
No, I won't take it, but I don't think this is the right way to stay. Oh, it's not as easy as you thought. Call away for some help. Remember the times when your whole life was just waiting for the weekend, and anytime any run would ever come around, you would always lose your crowd. So let's make it one more day. I'm still waiting for tonight. Let's make it one more day. Well, I'm still waiting for tonight. I'm still waiting for tonight. Remember those nights when there were all those shows we used to try to sneak in? And you know what was so strange? Our hearts, they couldn't afford those days. This world's so sad now, it's almost too sad in a way that's too damn loud. And you can't get too complacent. You will never find your way back outside. So let's make it one more day. I'm still waiting for tonight. Let's make it one more day. Well, I'm still waiting for tonight. I'm still waiting for tonight. So let's make it one more day. I'm still waiting for tonight. Let's make it one more day. I'm still waiting for tonight.
How's the acceptance been with the transition from the crowd point of view? Do you get people coming up and go, hey, that wasn't quite what I was expecting, or man, this has changed quite a bit from what you used to be doing?
I get that all the time, and a lot of the times they're like, "Hey, where are the High Dives?" I'm like, "Hey, well, we're coming. It's going to be a little bit longer, but you're stuck with me for now." No, the reaction has been great, and everyone in town, everywhere I've played, have been really supportive of me just playing with an acoustic. It's awesome.
Now, with booking gigs, obviously that's going to change a little bit too, but I noticed that you have got on a couple of gigs recently that where it's been the full band thing, but do you find that you you're switching more towards other gigs that have more acoustic sets in them, or is it just the way the status is right now with maybe bands not come completely out of the closet ready to show up and get the ball rolling again?
Yeah, it's for booking gigs. It's a lot easier when you're by yourself than when you've got a group of people. I don't have to check with anyone else's schedule, so that part of it's easier. And it's been a lot of fun doing the solo thing, but I really miss the full band.
Yeah.
I really do.
And with the booking, we've talked earlier about you have some help with a local promoter here, who we've also had on the show to help you.
Yeah, she's absolutely wonderful. Her name is Jillian,
That's right.
and the company she books under is called Pure Grain Promo Events, and she's been booking down at the Queen's Dance Side. And I've actually got a gig there tonight.
Oh, yeah.
That she booked.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. And so, what else is coming up with that down the road? Has she got more plans for you? Do you know of? Or
Yeah, we're in talks about some future dates. I do have one more booked, and that's on Halloween. What it is, it's the Tarantula Tapes anniversary party.
Oh, cool.
So it's their 1 year of being it's called a record label, but they do tapes. So I guess it's still a record label. So that's happening on Halloween, and it starts. The doors are at 1, and we've got 9 acts.
Oh, cool.
And what I'm really looking forward to playing with all the other bands and acts on the label. So I'm really looking forward to it. Should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it should be. Once again, I'm kind of flip-flop, but getting back to the writing thing again, because we talked earlier about that you're working from home a lot now, and do you find getting influence, getting that energy, because a lot of us has gone through that in the last while, about getting that drive again to do you find being at home a bit of a hindrance? Or we talked also about getting out and kind of freeing our mind and letting loose and letting the juices kind of flow again. Do you find working at home a bit of a hindrance, or do you do that? Do you go for a walk and ideas start coming around?
Yeah, it's definitely different. And when you're staring at the same 4 walls for a long time, it's really hard to do different activities and keep a really good mindset in those 4 walls. So it's been a challenge. But yeah, it's great to do things like go for walks and try and see friends if you can, and if you're able to. So the inspiration is still there. You just kind of have to find it inside in a different way. If that makes any sense.
Oh yeah. Well, you've certainly got great energy. Do you get a lot of support at home as well from the changes that you've made, and as well going out on your own? That's a big thing. It's a big jump.
Yeah, I couldn't do what I do without the support of my partner Amanda. She's amazing. My friends and family, very supportive. I definitely wouldn't be out here doing this without the help of everybody. Everybody's been really great, and that's one thing I found, especially as a kid growing up, when you got out of high school and you got away from that noise, and I joined our local music scene here. I started going to shows, I started playing, and you think, wow, that high school stuff doesn't matter anymore. And I've got these great friendships that I'm starting, and these people are so kind, and they're just really happy to have you out. So music saves, for sure.
Could you see yourself going what you've gone through with the band and changes? Could you see yourself doing that anywhere else, or is Simcoe County, this Barrie culture, the punk rock community, has it been that strong for you to support? Like, could you imagine yourself doing it anywhere else? Or?
Absolutely. Yeah. Barrie, Simcoe County has always been home for me. It's always been home base. I've lived here since I was a kid. It's a great community. I love it. And I have taken the solo act on the road. In late 2019, I did a small Ontario tour. It was mainly just the GTA, but I did shows in Hamilton, Toronto, Ajax, Waterloo, Newmarket. So that was a lot of fun. Interesting getting out there on the road by yourself versus when you're in a band. It's a lot of time alone in the car, I'll tell you.
I bet.
I'm the sophomore record from the band that you thought was cool. And then you called me any way you knew you'd like one song. I hated everyone you invited to the party. And it was my last chance, then I got drunk and fell on the floor. Remember when you left me, I was outside drinking whiskey. When I woke up, I was dreaming of the city. Of the city I wish I lived in. Well, I am the loudmouth on the long ride home. I'm the one who laughed at you when you needed to get stoned. When the money runs out, I'll be the one sleeping on your couch. And this will be the last chance you'll have to kick me out. Remember when you left me, I was outside drinking whiskey. When I woke up, I was dreaming of the city. Of the city I wish I lived in. We'll let it all out. Whoa. Let it all out. Whoa. Let it all out. Let it all out. Remember when you left me, I was outside drinking whiskey. When I woke up, I was dreaming of the city. Of the city I wish I lived in.
Growing up here, did music become like a part of your life at a young age? Because you said you were quite involved in high school.
Yeah, so when I was a kid, I think I was 12 or 13 when I started playing guitar, and my father, he is a musician. He just doesn't play too much anymore, but he had guitars and pianos and basses in the house, and that's how I got started. And then I think I started my first band when I was maybe 16, 17, with a couple of friends from high school, and we were terrible. We were absolutely terrible.
I can relate to that.
But you know, I look back on those days and it was a lot of fun, and everything you've gone through and everything you've done helps you to be who you are now. So I cherish almost every memory of those days.
Nice. What advice could you give to someone who's in the same situation as you, a young kid growing up, maybe either done the band thing or just wants to get into the music community? What advice could you give to somebody who's kind of maybe even new to this town that might have a problem getting into the circle or getting involved in the scene?
Yeah, the first thing I'd say is practice. And practice, and when you think you're done practicing, you should practice a little more. The other thing I'd say is don't be afraid to put yourself out there. There are a lot of ways, especially now in this digital age, with YouTube, you can do stuff online, but don't be afraid to put yourself out there. And we're all nervous and we're all anxious about things at times, but the music community we're a pretty loving place.
Yeah, I think so.
For the most part, everybody here is really kind. And so just practice and find some self-esteem somewhere. I know some days it might be tough. Practice and then just try and get yourself out there. And if you're not comfortable doing it in an in-person kind of thing, the internet is a great place For the most part.
Yeah, that's what I've always said. Use the power of technology because it's right in front of us, and
Exactly.
what a great way to get the word out to the masses. So, where do you think music's going to be in another year from now? We've made so many changes, but future's kind of uncertain. Where do you think this is all going to go?
I think live music is going to come back stronger than ever. I think not having live music for so long, there's been a void in so many of us. Not just in, musicians like me, but, just people that love, just music lovers in general. And there's nothing better than going out and seeing your favorite artist play your favorite songs in person. You can listen to their records and watch them on TV, but there's nothing that is as golden, if I can use that word, golden, as watching live music. So I think it's going to come back stronger than ever. And not having it in people's lives, I think a lot of people really started to notice, hey, I haven't been to a concert in a while. And remember, we were going to go see that band, and we had tickets. So, yeah, I really think live music's going to be back stronger than ever.
Cool. Anyway, I just want to thank you very, very much for having me on the show today. It was a pleasure. God, I'll probably run into you next week, too. You never know.
We'll keep this streak going.
Yeah, might as well. Yeah. Thanks again for having me on the show.
Thanks a lot, Ian.
Pleasure.
Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Scott. Take care.
Thanks.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line, email us, or connect with us on social media. You're watching Rogers TV, Barrie.
What kind of show do you want to see on Rogers TV? What interests you? Log on to rogerstv.com, fill out a show proposal, and tell us about your segment idea. We want to know what you want to see. Rogers TV, only on Rogers.
Your mouth can do a lot of amazing things. And your mouth can save a